Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Mi nombre es Kelakosmos. Just Kelakosmos. And isn't it cute that my bum pom poms match my background? In today's video, I am going to be discussing the top tips and things to think about when you're looking for an apartment in Taipei, where to find an apartment. And then I'm also going to be answering some of the questions that Layers of Jen has sent me. So shout out to her for asking her audience and gathering those questions together. I'm curious, how did you get here today? Did you find my channel through Jen? Did you just search Taiwan apartment stuff, or have you been here the entire time? Let me know, let me know. So number one, you need to think about what are your needs going to be. Are you coming here for school? Are you coming to work? Because if you're coming here for school, then in a sense, you kind of already have an idea of what city you're gonna be living in and even what neighborhood you might want to find an apartment. If you're coming here to work, we think like, I'd like to live in Taipei, but then we end up somewhere entirely different. You kind of have to be a little bit more open. If you are coming for work, depending on if you go through like a more established school, they might actually help you find accommodation, which will make it so much easier. And in that case, they'll kind of give you different options and possibilities, which is so nice. But at the same time, you might end up just having to be on your own and finding a place on your own, in which stick around, okay? So think about what are your needs, and then also think about how much money are you willing to spend every month. Rent is pretty cheap, I would say, unless you're living in Taipei and you want like a studio apartment, which would and then cost maybe like 15,000 to like 20,000, 25,000 a month for like a studio apartment like in like center Taipei. But if you're living outside of Taipei or in like a less central district, you could probably find like a studio between like 5,000 and 15,000. So you need to think about, you know, what is your price point and where do you need to live essentially. And then also think about like, what are some things in your apartment that you want to have? Do you want to have roommates? Do you want a kitchen? If you end up with a studio, there's a good chance that there's not going to be much of a kitchen. It's probably going to be like a refrigerator, unless your studio is like really nice. But if you live in like a decently priced studio, you're probably not going to have a kitchen. When I lived in Kinmen Island, I actually had my housing arranged for me, which was really nice. But there were two other times where I've had to find apartments or places to live, including this apartment here and an apartment in Taipei. And I found them in two different ways. So number one is Facebook. So you can actually search by the location, be like Taichung roommates. And then you can find people that are posting and looking for roommates in those locations. For me, I searched Kaohsiung apartments for rent. And then there's another group, Kaohsiung roommates wanted, right? So they have like different groups sometimes because you might just find your own apartment or you might find an apartment with roommates. The benefit of going through Facebook is that you don't need to know Chinese, because these people that are posting there are posting in English, which is really nice. When I found my apartment in Taipei, that's how I found it. I found it in a Taipei like flatmates group. So I found my first apartment through Facebook. My third apartment that I live in now, I actually found through Taiwan TW.591. Whatever I write here, that's the website. This website has an app and a website on the computer. The benefits of using on the computer is that you can translate it directly into English. But the thing that's going to be difficult is unless you have a friend to make the call for you, you might not be able to communicate with the landlord. It's kind of a pain, but it is definitely the place where you can find the most options. To wrap up point number two, these are my two suggestions. Number one, utilize Facebook groups. Search Taipei flatmates or Taipei roommates and join all of these different groups and then see what is available. And it's really nice to be able to clearly communicate with people on Facebook. But if you know some Chinese or if you have a friend that knows Chinese, then definitely check out Taiwan 591 as well. And then either you or you have a friend call these different landlords and try to work something out. In my like dealings with landlords, honestly, it's been like weirdly easy. What they'll typically ask you to do is deposit 3 months. So you deposit 1 month's rent and then 2 months deposit for security, right? So 3 months deposit total. If you don't have a bank account in Taiwan, that's okay, because you can actually just take a bunch of cash and then you can just go to the bank and then you can just put it into their account. So I've had to write out like a paper form and then deposit the cash and send it to the landlord. Or their bank is maybe more technologically advanced and you can just go to that bank, type in their bank information and put it in the ATM, and the ATM will send it directly to them. Sign the lease, make sure you get a copy. Yeah. So obviously if somebody appears sketchy, you can't easily communicate with them, or they seem unprofessional, cut it. Just cut it, okay? Just cut it. Ta-da! For finding roommates, you definitely want to go to like Facebook, which is where there are actual groups dedicated to finding roommates. I have never been a student, so I cannot say 100%, but I would say, yeah, it's probably going to be quite simple. First of all, your school probably offers some type of assistance. If you want to look for one by yourself, you can go to websites like Taiwan 591, or you can check out Facebook groups to also find those opportunities, or ask your school for help. I'm sure they got you. They got you. In my experience, I've never encountered any unexpected costs. So what I would say is, make sure you know the rent, make sure you know that you're paying what utilities. And if you look for something on like Taiwan 591, not all apartments are listed by a rental agency, but if they are, they will have an agent listed next to that apartment, and then you will know that there should be a fee for them. So make sure that you just look out for that, and you should be aware. And if you're getting one on Facebook or something, you connect with somebody there, make sure you ask them as well. People are generally pretty straightforward, but of course you just have to make sure that you are asking questions and not just going into something and not thinking about these things. You know what I'm saying? Websites to find a one-bedroom in Changhua. Taiwan 591. And actually let's see if there's a Facebook group for that. So the most I've been able to find about Changhua on Facebook in particular is there is no group for rooms for rent, and there is also nothing located in the Facebook marketplace currently. There is an English teachers group though, and I'm sure if you joined, you would have the opportunity to also ask them that question. I'm sure they wouldn't just be like, this is for English teaching only related stuff. So in general, I would expect that to pay for a 2-bedroom apartment in Taiwan, it would be anywhere from $500-ish to $1,000 or more dollars. It's definitely way more affordable than it is in the actual US. I've never actually heard of this website until I got this question. And they look really bougie. If you want to find like a really nice apartment, like if you're really keen on that and having somebody like hold your hand every step of the way, then maybe something like this will do, especially if maybe you don't have a school or an employer to support you. But another thing is that I see that they're only based in Taipei. No. But you will be limited for sure. If you speak some Mandarin, then it's much easier to contact landlords that way, unless there is a listing that specifically says we speak English, but trust me, not a lot of them have things like that in their listings, and you're gonna have to search through a lot of apartments before you even find those ones, and it gets kind of tiresome. So if you don't speak any Mandarin, I really suggest Facebook groups. All right, guys, that is today's video. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. You know what to do, give it a like. Please subscribe to my channel if you want more about like Taiwan information and living here and stuff, and also like travel vlogs, because I do some of those too. Thank you so much for joining me. Leave a comment and tell me what was like the biggest thing that you learned today. I really like to know how my content is helping people, and I will see you next time. Peace.